So this guy had many lives in hockey over the last half century plus. He probably played on one of the best offensive line of the 1980s with the Maple Leafs. He competed and completed four straight 30-goal seasons with Toronto. He ended up in Hartford and almost helped him to a Stanley Cup championship in '86, where technically they were one goal away in the quarterfinals for going the full route against the Rangers in Calgary. He became a strong coach on the lower pro level and also changed the way we look at Jewish hockey internationally. So who are we talking about, ladies and gentlemen, today? Well, he has a namesake with a very important country western star of the 1980s. Is it ringing a bell? Of course, we're going to talk about the great John Anderson. Now, John Murray Anderson, born March 28, 1957 in Toronto, has held many positions in hockey: player, coach, assistant coach, guider of championship squads. Mostly for the Chicago Wolves of the AHL, where he guided them for 12 seasons from 97 to 2008. He also was the head coach of the Trashers for a while, and an AC with the Phoenix Coyotes and the Minnesota Wild. Now, he played 12 seasons in NHL for the Leafs, Nordiques, and Whalers. Now, he first came to heavy prominence with the Marken Waxers of the Metropolitan Junior Hockey League, and his career with the Toronto Marlies over 4 seasons was one of the best. And he played in a Memorial Cup in '75, and he got 10 points in 4 games. Now, 75, 113 points. Regular season, 30 points in the playoffs, 65 goals. 1976, 33 goals in regular season and playoffs. And in 1977, 60 goals in 70 playoff and regular season games. Now, he's eventually drafted after the '77 campaign by both Toronto and the Quebec Nordiques. 11 overall by Toronto, 14 overall by the Nordiques. But the reason why he was scouted quite early, ladies and gentlemen, he played successfully in the 1969 Quebec International Tournament with a squad from Wexford, which drew a lot of interest. Now, in the 814 career NHL games, he scored 282 goals and 349 assists, but that didn't tell the whole story. Now, Anderson's career really changed when Toronto decided to trade Tiger Williams and Jerry Butler to Vancouver for the great Billy Dorlego and Ricky Vaive. Now, Anderson, who was having some success with Toronto before the trade, was put on a line with Dorlego and Vaive, and again, it became one of the most stronger lines in NHL history. Now, the best season he played on the Vaive-Dorlego line was '83, where he got 49 assists, including 80 points. Now, for some reason, after the '85 season, the 4th year in a row that Anderson had scored 30 more goals, he was eventually traded in a brain fart to the Quebec Nordiques for over-the-hill skater Brad Maxwell. Maxwell was well past his prime, ladies and gentlemen, but with Quebec, he continued to score. He had 21 goals with Quebec in part season, but for some reason, Quebec traded him to league rivals, the Hartford Whalers, and maybe that cost Quebec a chance at a playoff run that year. With Hartford, it really opened out. He had 25 points in 14 regular season games. In the playoffs, where Hartford came within a hair of beating Montreal, losing in overtime in Montreal in Game 7, on Lemieux's goal pass Louis, he had 13 points. Next year with Hartford, he had his 5th 30-plus goal season with 31 goals, 44 assists, and 75 points. 88-89, his totals started to diminish, but not his consistent play. Although he had injuries, it didn't really hamper him, but the fact is his play, he needed 2 strong offensive line mates to really work the system. Now, Anderson's big, actually, thing with Hartford was the probably goal of the century for the franchise, because he scored the winning goal in the division clinching title on April 4th, 1987, gave Hartford, now Carolina, their first division championship. Now, eventually he found his way in the lower echelon of hockey, and he started playing with the IHL San Diego Gulls his last 2 seasons. Now, he scored 58 goals over 137 regular season games, seemed to really like the IHL, and what happened, he eventually became the head coach, first with the Winston-Salem Mammoths, then the Quad City Mallards of the COHL were in the title, but then with the Chicago Wolves, a legendary run where he won 3 championship titles and lost 200 times in the title series. 4 titles and lost twice in the title series. The titles came in 98, 2000, 2002, and 2008. Now, after so many successful years, it was just a matter of time before Anderson was going to head in the NHL, and that's what happened. He guided the Thrashers for 2 years before the team moved to Winnipeg. Consistent numbers, but still out of the playoffs. He went to Phoenix for 2 more years as assistant coach, but then back to Chicago for 3 seasons as head coach, and not making the finals. Now, he kind of wrapped up his NHL career as a 2-year assistant coach with Minnesota. But the totals as a coach and a player are tremendous. Not enough probably to get in the Hockey Hall of Fame, but not bad to begin with. Now, Anderson has been involved in many things over the years, including, get this, fine dining. He also has helped establish a series of restaurants called John Anderson's, and it's a diner best known for its banquet burger, as well as $4 breakfast special. The original restaurant is located at the corner of Victoria Park and Van Horn in Toronto, and there's also another location at the corner of Dundas and Arundel Station Road in Mississauga. Now, there's different things on the menu, including the Big Puck Burger and John's new specialty, which is souvlaki and a sesame seed bun. Now, the newest location for the John Andersons is at Markham at 3780 14th Avenue, just east of Warden Avenue. Now, he also, like I said just a short while ago, he also coached Team America to a gold medal at the 2007 Jewish World Cup Hockey Tournament in Israel, and this tournament was designed to celebrate the sport in the Jewish homeland because of the amount of influence that the expats from North America and Europe have had on the Jewish sporting fabric. Very interesting. Now, when he eventually became coach of the Thrashers, he won his first NHL game as a coach against his good friend and longtime teammate Bruce Boudreau, who was coaching the Capitals. So overall, a very interesting career, and we could go deep in how well he played for Team Canada. He played in one of the first World Junior tournaments for Canada in '77, getting 10 goals in 7 games. 83 and 85, he played at the World Championships for Canada. He put up 11 points in 15 total games. So quite a career in hockey. And like I said, one of the most beloved and nicest people in the sport. But I think it was just a matter of time before Anderson would pass on what was given to him to players at the minor pro level. Because those 4 years with the Marlies, it was quite interesting to see how he was motivating his fellow players, because the Marlies of the mid-1970s were just as good as any NHL pro team on the lower echelon. If you put the Marlies in the NHL in, let's say, replacing the Kansas City Scouts or Capitals, it could probably do better. But like I said, the Marlies are legendary for producing coaches, producing assistant coaches. People have given back in hockey, and there's even been referees and management that have come from those mid-70s squads. So that's a legend of John Anderson. Not the singer. If we were doing the singer, we'd have to talk about his 7,000 hits. But as we know, there's a hit in hockey every game. You don't have to record. There's always a hit. Have a good day. Bye.